Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. I have a email, and somebody sent me a question, and I'm fine with that. Come on, where'd it go? There it is. Sometimes I'd send him a message telling him I'd answer him tonight in the video, and he replied with a thank you type deal, and it made me lose the email. I'm not computer literate, and sometimes it just whoops up on me. I got to throw a little disclaimer out here, folks. I'm not Dear Abby. I don't have the words of wisdom and all that stuff that Abby had. I'm just a man trying to get along in the world and trying to walk in a godly way. Trying to be better today than I was yesterday. Luckily for me, I do have the good Lord on my side. I like to think He guides my words. I like to think that He uses me as a mouthpiece. That being said, I'm still a man. So, I'll give you all my opinion and my thoughts on almost any subject you want to send to me. And hopefully the good Lord will guide my words for you. But remember, it's still only opinion of a man. And you don't know if God's guiding my words or not. All you hear is me. Looks like the boss is going down to the yard. I'm not going to give out his name and stuff, because I assume when you send me an email, you didn't want your name out there in the public with your question. And no, I don't take that they necessarily were embarrassed by their question. I don't take that at all. I take it that they didn't want to hear the nonsense that could be coming back at them in replies. And I can respect that. The video that me and Jim did last night, I thought it was a pretty good video. It's had 17 views. I think it had 5 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. Really. That right there shows you that 20% is negative, because there's no reason for a thumbs down on that video. But the world is filled with negative. It's filled with anger. It's filled with all kinds of stuff. I was just talking to my son and was telling him about this question. And he gave me his opinion, his thoughts. Thank you. And what he told me was good for him, but it's not going to make it into my answer. I'll tell you all that now. It ain't that I disagree with it. I think there's better answers. But I was telling him, a lot of these questions, including this one, I have made videos and they are in the archives. If people would only go back and check and study, or check and look, you'd find the videos covering almost all these subjects that y'all are asking me individual questions on. That being said, I'm not going to just not answer this man's question, and I'm not going to just tell him, well, go look. That ain't the way to do it. Sometimes it needs that personal touch. Just like me and Carlos was talking about the other night. Just like me and Jim was talking about the other night. Sometimes you need that personal touch. And personal touch don't always mean skin on skin. So I'm going to answer this individual's question in the best way that I can. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to skip everything except the question. He said, he's asking, I was wondering, how do you know when God has sent the right woman in your life and knowing that you will be with her the rest of your life? Pretty good question. Pretty serious question. And that goes either way. How do you know God has put a man in your life? I was in 2 relationships, 2 marriages before I got with Grandma Rose. The first one, well, actually both of them, was really out of loneliness because I didn't want to be alone. I thought I was supposed to have someone right here beside me all the time. And neither one of them worked out. There is some people that aren't meant to be with others. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. That's just facts of life. For one thing, if you're looking too hard, you might not find the right one. I didn't find Grandma Rose until I wasn't looking. Grandma Rose had been in a bad relationship, and she didn't find me until she quit looking. When we met and spoke, we both said the same thing. I'm done, well, almost. I said, I'm done with women. I don't need another damn woman in my life. And Grandma said the same thing. She didn't need another man in her life. She had done gave up on men. I'd gave up on women. I just ain't gonna find the right one. It's both of our attitudes. And we clicked something. Well, we're still together today. 20 years later. So sometimes you're looking too hard. And you can be reading stuff into the relationship that's really not there. It's really just in your head and your heart. You're wanting to be there so bad that your mind and heart is fooling you and telling you that it's there. So you got to slow down. You got to calm down. You got to give God a chance. You said that you have been praying and praying. Well, give God a chance. Slow down. Let Him work. Let Him put you in the position. If you are putting yourself into a position in a relationship, then God ain't going to put you into another one. He don't work that way. That goes strictly against everything that He's about, and He is. There's just, you understand what I'm saying? You know, that's just like when I was married, God was not going to help me find my perfect one because I'm married. He don't work that way. Well, if you're in a relationship, He's not going to put you with another woman. So slow down. Give God a chance to work. One of the things that I like to tell people is get in the car and take a trip with this person, or kick back at the house with this person. No one else, just you two. No TV. You know, maybe a little bit of radio in the background, music in the background, maybe. And I ain't talking about romantic. A little bit of background music. And talk about everything. Absolutely everything. Politics, kids, the weather. Talk about everything. And see how long you can go with just you two talking. See if you both enjoy it. See if you both feed off of each other. See if you both have common interest and common thoughts on whatever subjects you're talking about. If you both are talking about farming and how to grow corn, and you're both interested, that's a good thing. Now, you have to take into consideration that she might not be a farmer. She might not know nothing about corn. But is she truly interested because you're talking about it? Will she engage with you and talk about it? And see how long you can go. Just talking. And don't try to stretch it out. Make it be natural. Make it be normal. If you can talk pretty much all night long, you've got a good start. Now, I'll tell you something else that will not be popular, and you might not even like it. Can you have a relationship with this person, him or her, preferably opposite sex, please? Can you have a relationship with them without sex? What is motivating y'all's relationship? Are you two motivated to be with each other because you really desire each other's company? Can you date and go do stuff and have fun together without some wild urge to have sex? Think about it. Because this leads me into something else that I have told many a person. Guess what? One day the sex is going to be gone. Guess what that leaves? Just your conversations between the two of you and just your companionship between the two of you. That is exactly what needs to start your relationship, because that's what's going to end your relationship. If you're serious about being with your spouse for the rest of your life, that's how it, more than likely, well, that's how it should end. No guarantees, we all know that. You'll be gone in the blink of an eye. However, the worst thing anybody can do, I guess actually the worst two things anybody can do, is try to judge their relationship or set, how do I want to say this? To get into a relationship with someone because of their looks or because of the sex. Both of those are two false things that will go by the wayside. There's a preacher that I know in Georgia. Him and his wife, at that time they'd been married about 20-25 years. They was way up in their, probably, let's say 50s. Probably early 50s, but 50s. He was just a few years older than me. And his wife has serious health issues. And it got where she didn't want to come to church because she was embarrassed of her health issues. And someone asked him once about her, in him staying with her and her issues and whatnot. And he told him, he says, when I look at her, he says, I don't see her with these health issues and all these problems. He says, I still see the woman I fell in love with. I still see the young version of her. And that's what you need to do. Don't base it on today's looks, because 30 years down the road, y'all ain't gonna look the same. So don't base it on that. Don't base it on sex. Sex will slowly go away. If that's all your relationship's built on, it's doomed to fail. Now, can you sit down and talk all night? Do you enjoy being with each other? When you're away from her, do you honestly feel a need to be with her? That's how God put you with somebody. And that's how you know if you're with the right one. That's just a hillbilly version of it. I hope this helped you out a little bit. Whoever else is needing it, I hope it helps you all out. Keep praying. Constantly pray. There's I can't think what you call them. What is it? Cush? Or no, it's push. Pray until something happens. There you go. Push. Pray until something happens. Keep praying about it, and watch what you're basing your relationship on. Watch what they're basing it on. That's all I got to say about that. I hope it helps y'all. Y'all remember, good Lord loves you, and so do I. If you're praying to Him, give Him room to work. Give Him time to work. He answers prayers. He don't always answer them the way we want, and He don't always answer them in the time we think He should. But He does answer prayers. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Good night.